Okay guys. Hi, my name is Gata. This is the first time I'm doing a video. I'm going to be showing you guys how to put in an infusion set for an insulin pump and how to put on the CGM, the continuous glucose monitor. Bear with me again, first time I'm doing a video, very nervous, cut me some slack. So I have the Medtronic Minimed. It's one of the newer ones. I got this about a year or two ago, and I'm going to be doing the infusion set for it. So for those of you who don't know, an infusion set is the wiring and catheter that puts the insulin into my body. So I have this Medtronic Silhouette Paradigm infusion set. It is the 13 millimeter, so it's a shorter wire, a very short torso, and the longer wire gets caught to door handles and doorknobs and anything else you can possibly think of as I'm walking. So I prefer the shorter wire. As always, have my hands washed first. I have my prep area cleaned off, especially during this time with the virus going around. Diabetics are a little more susceptible to getting sick, or also to just having symptoms be worse. So I'm trying to stop from doing that. To take my infusion set out, here is the wire. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's got this little tape here. I'm going to take it off. I'll show you how long it is. So, see, not that long. And then I have also my we'll call it needle for the sake of just, layman terms. And it has a little blue rubber stopper right here so I don't poke myself while I'm holding it. I also have my inserter for this. So I'm going to insert that. There's little holes right here and then the little claws inside here. So I'll just connect them and push this in. And just to show you guys what happens, I'm going to put this on my skin, like so, not on my hand obviously, and I'm going to push this button so that the needle inserts into my body. Obviously this is not a video for those of you who are squeamish, so please stop watching if you don't like, there's not going to be any blood, I promise, but if you don't like the idea of needles. So again, I'm going to put this back in. Take the stopper off. I don't need that. It's going to go in my garbage pile right there. Push it in. I'm going to leave it right there. Let me throw my CGM stuff to the side for now. I'll show you that afterwards. Maybe I'll make that into a second video. So we have my pump. We have my garbage pile. Just going to go right here. We have my pen. This is to get the bubbles out of my insulin when I put it into the reservoir. So this is my reservoir. As you can see, it holds up to about 300 milliliters of Novolog. So this is liquid gold, guys. Don't want to waste any of this. I use every single drop. So and here's my Novolog. This little thing costs hundreds and hundreds of dollars for most people. Luckily with my insurance, it's through CVS Caremark, so I get this for free, which is really nice. So I'm going to put this blue top, there's a little needle in it. I'm going to put it inside the, this is kind of like a rubbery patch right here with holes. It's porous, I guess. Stick that in there. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to pull the bottom of the reservoir so that it fills up. I like to fill it up to 300, just so that I can push out the bubbles afterwards. So let's fill it up. Alright, tighten that up so it doesn't fall out. This is where I use my pen. So I am going to, I don't know if you can't really see it, but there are some bubbles in here. I'm going to use my finger. Sorry, this is lowering. I'm going to use my finger to hold this from pushing back up. I don't want to let out insulin yet. First, I want to take my pen and I want to tap all the bubbles so that they float all the way to the top. I can hold it up to the light. Let me turn my other light on. Actually, it is on. Let me put it over here. There we go. This might be better. All right. So I see all my bubbles are to the top. I'm going to twist the blue part off. You can hear all that air release. And I'm just gonna pop it off. I like to reuse these. Whatever pieces of equipment I can reuse so I don't have to pay for more, I do. So I'm gonna pop this right back into my lovely diabetes shit bag. You can see the little person melting. This is me, my low blood sugars. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I'm going to take now the wiring and I'm gonna connect those. Same thing, this has a little porous top, like little rubber, and this has a little needle in it, and you're gonna connect it just like you did with the reservoir. Now, I like to push, the machine will do this by itself, but I like to push the insulin through the wire first so I can see that there aren't any bubbles, and I will hold it up to the light. So I'm just gonna push, 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 push. I can see it traveling through. I also see that there's a little bit of bubbles in there. So I'm gonna take the protective cap off. You just push the sides and pull. That'll be my garbage pile. And you can see this is the part that's going to connect to this afterwards. So I'm gonna take my little garbage pile and I'm going to just push some of those bubbles in there. Just gonna keep doing that until I don't see bubbles in. And the reason you don't want bubbles is if those bubbles get into your bloodstream, that can mean really, really bad things for your body. You can get very sick, end up in the hospital, all that good jazz. You don't want that. So try and take out as many bubbles as possible. Tighten that again, that keeps getting loose. Let's move the garbage pile. You can now unscrew this. And again, I like to reuse pieces, so that blue cap and this go back in here because I will reuse this this reservoir later on. I don't want to keep buying new ones. I actually still have packs from years ago. I haven't bought new reservoir sets in a very long time. So I am going to prime my pump. Every pump is different. There's settings on there. I just go, I'm going to go to options, reservoir and tubing, new reservoir, rewind, and this is going to, there's like a little mechanism in here that pushes the insulin up. It goes inside there, and it's just rewinding right now. It's going all the way back down so that way I can pull the full reservoir in there, and it won't push insulin out for no reason. So I'm gonna wait for that. While I'm waiting, I do want to prep my site. Prepping means disinfecting and getting it sterile for when I put the needle in. Never ever put a needle in without sterilizing, please. I'm gonna put my Novalock away too. Novalock does not have to be, insulin doesn't have to be refrigerated once you open it. You should use it within, I mean, mine stays in there for a while, but you should use it as soon as possible so that it doesn't go bad outside of the fridge. Alright, you heard it beep, it's ready. Now I'm going to prep my site. For the sake of this video, I'm going to do my back, my lower back. Usually, as silly as it sounds, I do either one of my butt cheeks or I do right here around my stomach area, areas that have more fat. A lot of people do the arm part right here, and I just don't think that's comfortable because with the wire hanging down, you're going to be tugging, and it wigs me out. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to get my prep wipe. And let's see, I'm going to turn sideways for this so you guys can see. I'm going to do my lower back right here. And I don't know if you can see it from there, but I have a lot of scarring from doing this for years. So just gonna clean that up, lower that down. So what I've started doing is I actually have an aloe plant, and I like to, let's let that dry. I like to cut a leaf off and extract the aloe for my hair and for little frozen tablets that I use. I put the extra aloe inside ice cube trays, and I rub it onto my back and my other scarred areas so that it can help take away some of the scarring. It doesn't work for old scars, but the newer the scar, the easier it is to get rid of. So I'm going to lay this flat, and I don't look when I do this, but because I just have a sixth sense for it. I'm going to lay this flat against my skin, making sure that the arrow or the needle is going to be inserted very shallow into my skin. You don't want it to go directly in. So do this. Now 1, 2, 3, push. I'm gonna pull this out. Now there's tape here, so I'm gonna pull out the front tape. Garbage pile, pat that down. I'm gonna pull out the other tape. Pat that down, and I'm going to pull out the needle. Now you're gonna take this gray area, you're gonna push in and pull out. You can see that's the needle. That's the needle that's coming out. I have a sharps container that I put this in. Everything else just goes in the garbage. All right, now that that's in, I'm going to actually put this in here. All right, because it's ready. Next, load. I'm gonna hold load until it all loads. So this now is that little piece that I said that was going down, so it wouldn't push the insulin out. It's going to, there we go, it's gonna go up until it feels the edge of that insulin, the reservoir. So that way it's ready to push insulin out as the machine tells it to. It says fill. I don't need to fill because I already filled this. I'm gonna press next. Insert infusion set into body, which I already did. Select fill, well, putting this on. So I'm going to connect this now. I'm gonna put these little prongs in here. There's little holes. Just connect it like that. I'm going to fill. Now what filling means is 0.7 milliliters of insulin. What filling means is it's going to send some insulin through the catheter, just to make sure that there's no air in between, or that when I do my first set of insulin, like when I eat, or if my blood sugar is too high and I have to bolus or do a correction, there's not air going in instead of insulin. So it's going to push some insulin through. Let's see. 5, 7. There we go. Sorry, guys. All right, that's done. Now that I've got this done, and I'm going to stick it in my bra for now. I don't have the clip broke. Luckily, they send you new clips for free, but this will be my 3rd clip. I don't know what happened, this keeps breaking. I have a kid, we rough play a lot, and every time I bump into something, the clip just gets damaged. So I'm done with this. I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna put it away. I don't need this anymore either. Bye, pen. And now we are going to do the CGM. Now, just like the infusion set, the CGM has an inserter. It's this thing right here. Now, with this inserter, you do not want to have this fingerprint sign ever facing up. I don't know why. That's the instructions they gave me when I first learned how to use this thing. So I just don't. This is the charger for my CGM. This is the CGM. This little charger here goes very quick. You see the green BB light, blinking light. That means it's ready. So this is fully charged. It's ready to insert. I'm gonna put the charger away and open up. This is the Guardian Sensor 3. There are a lot of different CGMs, a lot of different diabetes medical equipment depending on the company you use, the type of diabetes you have, or the way your insurance is set up. So this is what I have, the Guardian Sensor 3. I'm gonna open the package. You can see this alien looking thing with prongs. I'm gonna put it down. This is actually the needle, right? That gray thing, the needle's in there. I'm gonna put it down. I'm going to line it up. You see the hole here goes down here, and the flat end goes on the flat end for this. I'm going to push down. I'm gonna hold the prongs down with 2 fingers and pull up. Now when you pull up, at least for this one, you have to make sure that this plastic cover comes off. If the plastic cover stays on and you inject this into your body, it can cause a really bad rash. You don't want that. So again, this is going into my garbage pile. I don't need this. This is the plastic. And I'm going to prep the site where I want to put this on. For this one, the certified spots are about 2 inches around your belly button or on your arm. on my arm causes a really bad rash because it's always rubbing, right? Your arm right here is always rubbing against your skin. And I actually have discoloration and permanent large circular scars all over my underarms because of it. So I do it on my stomach, which is great if I'm wearing leggings or dresses, but not so great if I'm wearing jeggings or jeans because the material, again, rubs. But I did have it on my stomach, and most times I do it on my thigh. So like right here where the meat is. I'm gonna do it on my stomach today just to show you guys. I don't want anyone seeing my underwear, but let's see. So I'm going to, don't mind my tummy. I know, I gotta work out. I'm going to prep the site. So I'm gonna take another sterilizing alcohol swab and wipe the area that I want it to be in. And we're gonna let that dry. Garbage. Okay, I'm gonna take my inserter and I'm going to make sure that the needle is the part that is about 2 inches away from my belly button. So I'm going to do it a little higher this time. I don't know if you can see the scars. I did a little lower last time. I'm going to do it higher this time just so that it's not building up scar tissue. If you do it in the same spot, same thing with the infusion set, if you do it in the same spot often, you can start building up resistance because you get scarring over your muscles. So I am actually going to face it this way so I make sure it's 2 inches. And I'm just going to click and hold for a count of 12. I'm gonna let go. Matthew loves doing this part for me. You're gonna hold this down. You're just gonna pull the needle out. Again, if you're squeamish, this isn't for you, but it really doesn't hurt. Just a quick pull. That's it. I'm gonna stick that with my other needle so I can throw it into my sharps container. And now I'm going to insert the CGM. So just like with the infusion set, the CGM has these little holes, and there are prongs right here that I connected to. So I'm gonna push in, and we're gonna wait for that to glow yellow. When it glows yellow, that's gonna tell you that it's ready to insert. There you go. So now I know that I can put the tape on, and I'm going to now put a patch on over it, so that way, because you can see this isn't even taped down, it's kind of just loose. The patches that come with it are clear, but I am very allergic to that tape. Again, it was giving me bad rashes. My skin's very sensitive. I'm very light-skinned. Don't like to tan much. I just have very, very sensitive skin. I break out easily. So I had to work with a lot of different patches for both the infusion set and the CGM before I found one that I liked. So I go on Amazon and I get a pack of these from Simba Patch, and I love them. This comes in nude, black, and purple, and I think there's turquoise too. And favorite color is purple. Nathi loves purple, so she decided this is the color I should get. I really don't care. I think it's fun. I mean, maybe during bathing suit season I'll get the nude one, but for now, I'll do this. So I rip out the middle first so that way I can hold the edges and stretch it out to the shape I want. Make sure it's nice and centered over that. Peel the tape on either end. This is a little close to my belly button. I don't like it this close, but oh well. And now it's ready. Ta-da! And as you can see, I can pull my leggings over it. You don't even know that any of it's there. What I have to do next is, after you put all this in, obviously you have to calibrate the CGM. So I'm going to take my pump again, and I'm going to go into my settings, and we're going to do options, go down to utilities, sensor settings, sensor, turn it on, sensor connections, start new sensor. It's a new sensor every time you do this, okay? If you do reconnect sensor, it's going to read this as an old sensor and then it won't work anymore. So you're pretty much wasting some equipment. So start new sensor, and I had to learn it the hard way the first 2 months that I had this. So now the pump says searching for transmitter. It's searching for the Wi-Fi connection between the pump and the thing I just put on, the CGM. Once it connects, it's going to calibrate. That takes about 2 hours, and then it'll ask me to put my blood sugar in. So I'll use my glucometer, I'll test my blood sugar. That also has a kind of, Wi-Fi capacity to it. It'll send it to the pump. And moving forward for the next 7 days, which is how long I'm allowed to have this on, it will ask me to calibrate it maybe 2 times a day, so I can make sure that it's reading it the right way. So this device will tell the pump what my blood sugar is, and the glucometer, where I prick my finger, that will verify that it's pretty close to what the CGM is saying. And with all of that, my pump will know by itself. I don't have to touch anything. It'll know how much insulin to give me, or if it should stop giving me insulin if my blood sugar is going too low. It'll warn me if I'm way too high and I need to self-correct, so I have to go in here and type in some numbers. And it'll completely shut off if my blood sugar gets too low, which is a really great feature. A lot of diabetics don't wake up at night when their sugar's low. Luckily, I do. I wake up right away, my body warns itself, but a lot of people don't. So this is a really great feature to have. It will completely shut off so that your blood sugar has to go back up if you're too low and you don't realize it. That's it for today. Please feel free to ask questions in the comment section. I'm always up for, a private conversation if you have questions that you don't want to put out there in public. And I really hope this video was helpful. I was really nervous doing it, like I said, but I'm hoping that this will help more people just kind of understand what we're going through, understand the severity of what's happening in the world right now, and how it can affect people like me. This is type 1 diabetes. I don't really have a choice in this. I didn't have a say in this. I can't cure this with exercise and with healthy eating, although I do both of those, or try to as best as possible. So I really hope this video brings some compassion, some understanding, and some new knowledge to all of you guys. Like I said, message me or comment below, and I'll be more than happy to talk to all of you. Thanks again. Bye, guys.